Hey girl, welcome to the She Believed He Could podcast, a declaration encouraging women to believe again. Hebrews 11:1 says, faith is the confidence that what we hope for will actually happen. It gives us assurance about things we cannot see. So join me, your host, as I open up about my faith to believe in marriage, motherhood, sisterhood, and so much more. Let's start the show. Hey girl, welcome back. Episode 3. I declare faith. I declare faith was born from wilderness seasons. Wilderness seasons to me are the very moments that I am pleading out to God to rescue, to restore, to renew, all of these things, because obviously I'm feeling unequipped, inadequate, unworthy, all of these things. I feel like my flaws are highlighted in the wilderness seasons because it shows me just how much I'm not able to see myself out of it. So that is the one time, or the very place rather, of the wilderness seasons that we have to call on God the most. So you are listening to a pre-recorded episode where I dive deep into my Bible, and I kind of show revelation in relation to wilderness seasons. Let's go. Coming out of 2019, I found myself in a lot of wilderness seasons, meaning I felt alone. I felt like no one was for me. I felt like, okay, God, I am taking a lot of tests. And what's so crazy that when you're in school and you're taking a lot of tests and you're thinking like, oh my gosh, like this test seems just like the last test. So why do we have to take another test, right? And it's not even about passing or failing. It's just like, why continue to test me? And I've proven to you once already that I can do this, that I know this. And so with God, He tests us constantly. And He does that in a way that you know that He is for you. If the tests stop coming and you stop needing His presence, and you stop needing His help, and you stop needing His love and His hand on your life, then like, where would that leave us? Where? And so this morning, I was in the book of Exodus. And so I really love this story, how Moses was leading the people of Israel from the land of Egypt, right? And so the people of Israel, like, they really thought, okay, we could just stay in the land of Egypt and we could just continue to serve the Egyptians and we would have our life. Like, I'd rather go and serve the people that I don't like, that don't like me. At least I'm alive, right? And so as they journeyed along, there was so much fear that arose from the people of Israel. They were questioning everything. They were doubtful. They were scared. They were feeling like we should just turn back now. Like, why did we even come out here? And so we all can relate to this. We all can relate to stepping out and going forth and doing something, and then doing it and say, why did I do this? Like we start to have such a regretful heart. Yes, that's the word. We start to have so much regret, and we start to pity ourselves within the regret because we think that if I would have just did this, this would have never happened. And so here in the book of Exodus, I'm in chapter 14, and as Pharaoh drew near with his army, the people they were like, hey, it says here, is it because there are no graves in Egypt that you have taken us away to die in the wilderness? What have you done to us in bringing us out of Egypt? It is this what we said to you in Egypt: leave us alone that we may serve the Egyptians. For it would have been better for us to serve the Egyptians than to die in the wilderness. And so what I love about what they were saying, it's so easy for us to mistake where we were for a place of peace. And then when we're out of that, we mistake where we're going as the wilderness. So let me pause for a second and repeat that. So we can mistake where we were as a place of peace and where we're going as the wilderness, when in fact they're completely opposite. Where you were was the wilderness, and where you're going is the place of peace. But because you can see and you can stand and you can walk on solid ground, And this place that you think is peace, it's not giving you peace in your heart and your soul. It's giving you a peace of mind that I'm going to continue to serve you and I'm going to keep my life. So that's not peace. That's a peace of mind. I'm going to be able to go to bed at night. But when I wake up, I'm going to be right back at your foot serving you, whom you don't like and whom they don't like you. So, but then you mistake where you're going as the wilderness. Why? Because it's shaky ground. You don't know what's next. You can't see what's up ahead. When in fact, to be honest with you, in both places you have your life. So why mistake the two? I'll tell you. So Moses said to the people, starting in verse 13, "Fear not, stand firm, and see the salvation of the Lord, which he will work for you today. For the Egyptians whom you see today, you shall never see again. The Lord will fight for you, and you have only to be silent." And the Message version, it says, "Keep your mouth shut." The Lord will fight for you if you keep your mouth shut. So what I like about this is that there was 3 things that Moses said that I was like, whoo. He said, "Fear not, stand firm, and see the salvation of the Lord." And what I really love about this place of that the people of Israel called the wilderness, it was the wilderness to them because I just said that they think it's shaky ground. In fact, it's not shaky at all. You're not standing still. So it's not the ground that's shaky. It's you. You're buckling in your knees. You're afraid out of fear. Your body is trembling because you don't know what's next. It's not the ground. It's not that the ground ain't firm. It's that you're shaky. So when he says stand firm, stand up straight, hold your chin up, because the ground is that you're standing on is firm. It is good, it's solid ground. And he said, "And see the salvation of the Lord. The Lord will fight for you if you have only be silent." And so what I love about that, because just before a few verses up, the people was just saying, well, we should have just stayed where we was at. We should never came. I don't know why I came over here. Now, does that sound familiar? Because a lot of us do this. We get somewhere. Oh, I should have just stayed at home. I don't even know why I came. I wasted my gas money to come over here. Again, as people, we rather be in a place of peace in our mind than be out where God is calling us to be. And actually standing on what he said and where we're going. It's like we rather be where we're familiar, where we're comfortable, where we have control, where we know what our day-to-day is going to look like, instead of stepping out on faith and actually going and doing what God is telling you to do. So in your mind or what you're feeling is shaking ground, but it's not shaky ground at all. And so as I was writing, as I kept reading, actually, the Lord said to Moses in verse 15, "Why do you cry to me? Tell the people of Israel to go forward. Lift up your staff and stretch out your hand over the sea and divide it, that the people of Israel may go through the sea on dry ground. And I will harden the hearts of the Egyptians, so that they shall go in after them. And I will give glory over Pharaoh and all his hosts, his chariots, and his horsemen. And the Egyptians shall know that I am the Lord, when I have gotten glory over Pharaoh, his chariots, and his horsemen." And what I love, God, he really reminded Moses, like, don't cry to me. I have equipped you already. So that's what I got from that. I took that where you are fearful, doubtful, knees buckling, just afraid of what's next. And then Moses is telling the people, stand firm, fear not. The ground that we're on is good. God is with us. He is for us. And then right after, God talks to Moses and say, "Why do you cry to me?" Basically, to me, it may have seemed as if Moses may have had a little bit of doubt or may have been a little fearful as well. Because let me tell you, when you're surrounded with people that they're all afraid, they're all doubtful, they're all are unsure, like 9 times out of 10, you're going to start to feel a little bit of insecurity yourself. You could have been like, yes, we can do this. Yes, yes, yes. And then all these people are in your ear and all these people are basically projecting how they feel upon you. You're going to get a little bit of tiny insecurity. Like, okay, what if, all these people, what if they right? Like, like what if, we are out here to die, or let's say, what if something is about to happen? And so just a little tiny bit of insecurity starts to cross your mind and your heart. And so God specifically spoke to Moses and said, why do you cry to me? Tell the people of Israel to go forward. Like, I have equipped you already. Like, I need you, as you are the one who's leading, to continue to go forward and stand firm and let not doubt cross your mind ever. So then immediately after that, reading in verse 21, it says, then Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, and the Lord drove the sea back by a strong east wind all night and made the sea dry land. And so what I wrote down, I wrote precise and clear instruction. So let's backtrack just a little bit. So Moses is leading the people of Israel out of the land of Egypt. And so the people of Israel, they're like, we could have just stayed where we was at. Like, you done brought us out here to die. Like, we could have still had our life. We could have just been serving the Egyptians with no problem. If that's what our fate and our destiny was going to be, then so be it. Like, they just had all these things. They were just like, they were regretting ever following Moses. And so then Moses had to tell the people, like, fear not and stand firm. In fact, it is not that the ground is shaky. You are. It's not, in fact, that the ground isn't good, but you're not trusting the land that we're walking to, or the land that we're walking on, better yet. And so then the Lord basically checked Moses and was like, hey, why do you cry? Tell the people to go forward. Like, continue to lead them as I am with you. And then, so Moses did what he was supposed to do. And so what I took from all of this is that when we're stepping out on faith and what we think is shaky ground, and we're doubtful and we're fearful, God will be right there with the next instruction on what to do. It's going to be precise and it's going to be very clear. But you have to be quiet. Let's not forget all of this. Like, you have to be quiet. You have to be in a place to where you can hear. Because if you're talking and rambling, then you're not going to hear from the Lord. You're not going to get your next step. You're not going to get where you should go, the right to the left. You're not going to hear that because you're too busy rambling, not only by your mouth and verbally to where we can hear you, but in your thoughts. Your mind is just wondering whether you should do this, and that, and the third, and you're not giving yourself the space and the time and getting in his presence to be still. And so I really, really love that. I wrote down, keep your mouth shut, which was the Message version. It may sound a little harsh. It really do. Like, keep your mouth shut, like, truly, but it is such authority with that. Like, the Lord will fight for you. Be quiet. Like, you're just talking so much about the what ifs, the coulda, woulda, shouldas, that you're not even allowing God to continue to lead you. God is before you, but you stopped somewhere along the way. You stopped at that rest stop because you felt like, okay, I don't have enough gas to go 30 more miles, Lord. Like, I don't know if there's another gas station up ahead. Like, I don't really know where you're taking me. I don't really even know if this is what I need to be doing. I really could turn back now and go back to the place of comfort and go back to the place where I'm familiar and where I know people and that they know me and this is just what it is. And God was saying, if you could just get in your car and drive 30 more miles, just do that. And what I love also when reading this passage of scripture is that the Lord told Moses what to do, and Moses did it. And immediately after, he kept giving him instruction. He kept providing a way. He kept showing him that I am with you. And with that, you have to be in a place where you can hear the Lord, but also you have to be in a place where you're willing and you're ready to be receptive of your next instruction. Like, Moses could have did the first instruction and could have went on about his way, and the Lord was like, where were you? Like, continue to lead and continue to go. And so the last thing that I underlined was in scripture, the passage. We're still in the 14th chapter, but we're at verse 31. after Moses split the sea and he made what was water dry land, and the people of Israel was able to cross over, and as Moses and the people of Israel crossed through the Red Sea, then the Lord instructed Moses again to basically stretch out his hand and cover what was dry land back to water, which ended up killing the Egyptians, the chariots and their horsemen. And so the Lord basically threw the Egyptians in the midst of the sea and killed them. And so in verse 31, it said, Israel saw the great power that the Lord used against the Egyptians. So the people feared the Lord, and they believed in the Lord and his servant Moses. And so with that, it's like after all of that, after all the doubt, after all the fear, after all of the regretfulness, and Moses telling the people to, basically don't fear, just stand firm. God was faithful and he did what he was supposed to do. And with that, the Lord, and with that, the people of Israel basically feared the Lord, and they believed after that. And so that's where we are as people. We have to get through all of these steps. Like, we can't just do A, B, and then wait on C, still standing in B. Like, you have to continue to walk through and get to C and wait on your next instruction and get to D. And so this is what I really loved about this chapter. So, I declare faith. I declare to walk by faith and not by sight. My eyes can be deceived by what it looks like. My situation, my circumstances can all be swayed by what it looks like. So I declare faith, that I truly trust and believe in God to continue to have his way, to continue to do the work and the will in my life, as long as I am willing, as long as I am obedient unto him, and as long as I'm seeking his face each and every day. I declare that faith will rise up in me and in you right now. In Jesus' name, amen. So until next time, girlfriend.